Hi, my name is Marian, your technology friend. Today, it's going to be a different video because we're taking a look at an Android phone, which is the Huawei Nova Y70. As my subscribers know, I usually make videos for the Apple ecosystem, so I'm reviewing this phone from an iPhone user's perspective. I want to know how it compares with a phone that is literally 7 times its price. Is it 7 times worse, or does it actually bring more value per dollar or per peso? Let's find out. This is the Huawei Nova Y70 unboxing and camera review. So the nice thing about entry-level phones is how much stuff you get from the box. Unlike flagship nowadays, here you get a charger and a free case. I can't say that for this iPhone or other flagship Android phones. Before we go to the review, I hope you can click that like button and subscribe if you like content from the perspective of an Apple user. I'm also trying to reach 50,000 subscribers before the end of the year, so subscribing to this channel will greatly help me out. I don't want to waste more of your time. Let's review this phone. So other reviewers usually start by listing down the specifications. I wouldn't do that because specifications can tell you one thing, but at the end of the day, it's still the user experience that matters. So if you like specs, here you go. You can pause the video here, but to be honest, I don't want to waste your time there. And let's go straight to the meat. Let's talk about my favorite thing about this phone, the battery. So Huawei advertises the Nova Y70 as a battery that you only need to charge twice a week. First of all, that sounds impossible. Second of all, it actually happened to me. From Tuesday to Friday, borderline Saturday, I did not charge this phone one bit. So if we take that sample scenario, it would only take me twice to charge to get me through the week. Now granted, I did not use this phone heavily because I still have my iPhone, but I did put my smart SIM card here, so it is using the radios 24 hours a day, and I've been probably playing around with the Nova Y70 for about 2 hours of screen on time per day. I didn't even turn on low power mode for this review. Although if I did, Huawei says this phone can last up to 12 hours on standby if your battery drops down to the last 5% and you turn on low power mode. I also did a lot of camera testing yesterday for this phone against the iPhone 13 Pro. I started testing the Nova Y70 with 100% battery, and after all the testing, I still have 93% battery left. For the iPhone, I started for about 85% and ended up at 63% after testing. That is a difference of 22% versus 8% only on the Nova Y70. That is amazing. I'd say this battery performance is probably the best battery life I've ever had in a phone. And this iPhone 13 Pro's battery life is already great. The way Huawei can do this is by sticking a 6,000 mAh battery inside. Coupled with a fairly low wattage processor and Huawei's power saving systems, this creates a battery champ. Heck, Huawei endorses this phone also as a power bank. By sticking in a USB-C cable here and the other end to another device, the Nova Y70 can most likely charge my iPhone 13 Pro twice. This is the most expensive power bank you'll ever own though if you decide to buy it for that purpose. The Nova Y70 also comes with a 22.5 watt charger, and Huawei says you can charge this for 10 minutes and you can get 3 hours of video playback. I wasn't able to test that, but I was able to experience charging this phone from 20% onwards, and it's charged for about 1% per minute because it went from 20 to 90% for about 70 minutes. So I suspect that this will fully charge within 2 hours. It's not super fast charging like other phones, but considering this phone has a 6,000 milliamp hour battery that is actually bigger than my iPad mini 6's battery, that is quite fast enough. Because again, this phone can last a week by charging it 2 times only. Next up, the camera. Let's take a look at some samples to review it. So this is a sample of the Huawei Nova Y70's 48 megapixel main camera. I did not change any setting here except for tapping on the coffee cup to focus and let it expose automatically. You will see that it looks pretty sharp, but a little over sharpened, as I can see that from the lid of the silver tumbler. The white balance or temperature leans towards the cooler or bluer side, and in real life it doesn't look this blue, but some people prefer this type of edit, and if you do, it does that automatically. Now, if you prefer something warm, you can just go to your preferred editing app and adjust the temperature. Coming into the next photo, this is a portrait of mine that I thought is actually quite good. I even posted it on Instagram. If you haven't seen it yet, go and follow me there, as I post some exclusive content that you don't want to miss. But looking at the photo, you still have that cool temperature from the first picture and a nice pinkish color for the skin. I call it nice because this is exactly what I do when I edit my photos, because it makes my skin more pleasing to look at. So depending on your preferences, this comes out of the box so you can post it on social media right away. Next, this is a photo of the coffee I ordered. It retains all the quirks I mentioned a while ago, but this shows the capabilities and photo quality that you can get from the 48 megapixel main camera. It can achieve natural background blur, the coffee cup is pretty sharp, and the color of my skin is quite nice. Next up, the Huawei Nova Y70 also has the ability to artificially blur the background. They call it aperture mode, and you can pick how much blur you want through a setting in that mode. Here's a sample photo of aperture mode from Huawei captured at f8.0. Edge detection from the Huawei is not bad. You do see some mistakes over there on the silver bottle's loop, and the background between the silver and the yellow bottle is inconsistently blurred. But you can get some of that bokeh balls, as we call it in the photography world, which are the circles you see from the light peeking through the trees. If you have seen those pictures from Brandon Wolfel, they were pretty famous before. That's how you can achieve something similar to what he does. Here's a sample of when we increase the blur. The edge detection is still not perfect. There's something weird going on at the top of the yellow bottle, but if you didn't notice that, then it's definitely passable. When it comes to the ultra-wide camera, the Huawei Nova Y70 has a 5 megapixel camera. If you don't zoom, the picture quality looks good. But if you do, you will see that it's not super sharp because it only has 5 megapixels. The good thing is you don't really zoom on social media, and social media compresses the images so much that it doesn't retain the quality anymore. So this is perfectly fine for posting on social media. For the front camera of the Huawei Nova Y70, it has an 8 megapixel camera, and it's not as good as the main camera on the back. The photo has too much contrast, it has a lot of detail on the shirt missing, and the green leaves are no longer green. I think Huawei can do something better here, and they need to fine-tune their algorithm. Now, I also tried the blur feature on the front-facing camera with Huawei's Beauty Filter. Here are some samples. First, this is Huawei's front-facing camera without the Beauty Filter, but with a blurred background. So everything we have discussed before regarding blur quality, contrast, colors, etc. all applies here. Now, let's turn on beauty mode. In here, you will see my face looks smoother and more flawless. It's not overdone, it's actually quite subtle, so it doesn't look too fake. It just enhances your skin to realistic levels rather than fake levels. So this is good. But tell me in the comments below, did I become more beautiful? Did the beauty filter work? Let me know in the comments below. Finally, as for the other features, I find the display good for its price. It is 6.75 inches, which is big, and it takes up almost the front of the device. It also has 720p resolution, but I don't see it as a problem. I can't see the pixels, to be honest. Its performance is also not bad. If you don't mind waiting for half a second here and there, it wouldn't become a problem. It has 4 gigabytes of RAM, 125 gigabytes of storage, and it is expandable by a micro SD card, but it will take one of the SIM slots if you decide to do so, because this phone is a dual physical SIM phone. As for the design, it is quite premium looking, even though it is made of plastic, I think. I really can't tell its materials, but it looks pretty and premium without the premium price. Then for its speakers, Huawei calls it super sound, and that it should deliver a deeper bass, clearer mid-range, and a greatly improved dynamic experience. In reality, this speaker is okay. It is just as loud as the iPhone, but the quality is not the same. You can't really hear much bass, and the sounds feels like piercing your eardrums because it sounds a bit tinny. It's also only coming from the bottom, unlike other phones that have sound coming from the earpiece. This has only from the bottom, which is a must-have in my opinion. Huawei also has a feature called Super Device, where other Huawei devices like speakers, smartphones, and TVs can be controlled by this one device. Now, I don't have other Huawei products, so I wasn't able to test this, but Huawei, if you are watching, I wouldn't mind reviewing your TVs or monitors, so let me know. In conclusion, looking at the Huawei Nova Y70, it is quite amazing that you get some aspects like the battery that is better than a flagship phone like the iPhone 13 Pro. It is quite amazing how much they were able to fit into this device, and they certainly focus on what people actually want, like great battery life, big display, premium looking design, okay camera, and good enough performance. It certainly nails the basics in my opinion, and is quite a good entry-level phone. Okay, that's it. Hope you guys liked this video. I've been playing around with new tech that I usually don't explore, like this Android phone. But I really like exploring tech, and I want to try other brands and the competition. So I recently bought a Meta Quest 2, which is a VR headset, and gotten hands on an Android tablet. So if you want to see content regarding those products, please let me know. Alright, before we go, please make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook with the username @Mauyoni. While waiting for my next videos, click on this playlist right here to watch more of my tech content. Alright, so that's it. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Marian, your technology friend, and I'll see you on my next video.